So this is Rumbles, trying to learn Sigma. I think I'm doing better with maps where I can control high ground and poke from there. My weakness is on maps where it's kind of a level going through a choke like King's Row. This map had a lot of both, just some advice appreciated. Thanks. So the idea with Sigma is you are one of the true poke characters in the game. You are a poke tank. What you do is you take ground, you're very stable with your rock and with your left click. You've got a 270 damage combo. Left click, rock, left click goes up to 300 with melee. Ridiculously high amount of damage. You just need to actually hit it. And you're very, very stable in your place because that rock really does threaten anyone that comes into your zone. Ruff, can you do a hot tub stream? You actually owe me 1,400 points in order to answer that question, Boad the Mum, and it's going to be no. Not putting an accent on the E, much disrespect. I don't even know how to do that. Okay, so we are on Sigma Roadhog with Echo Mercy. This is a pretty good comp in general for poke. Rather have Baptiste than Anna, rather have Zen than Anna. But you know what, it's ranked, you do what you can. Ralph, can you do a hot tub stream? No. Boad the Mum, Ralph, can you do a hot tub stream? No. Okay, good. Good talk, guys. Good talk. Really good channel points, love it. Okay, so insta-kill the Genji. It goes in. Little bit hasty on that rock. This is your most important ability. 10-second ass cooldown. Long time. Long time. Ralph, can you do a hot tub stream, please? Well, since you said please, no. Can you do a hot tub stream, please? Another please. Wow. You guys have got so polite since you guys have got so polite since there was any chance of me doing a hot tub stream. Roll of Luca. Ralph, can you do a hot tub stream, please? No. Did somebody say hot tub stream? No. Anyway, it's a what is it? Pools, beaches, and something else stream. It's not a hot tub stream anymore. I love how the hot tub meta's now over. I feel like it's like when you're doing something and your mum joins in and you're just like, it's not cool anymore. Twitch was like, yeah, we acknowledge that you're doing this, pools, beaches and stuff. You can go on this category, and they're like, what's the point? It's not fun anymore. If my mum tells me I'm allowed to. It's too warm outside for a hot tub stream? True. No longer asking, we are now demanding. When is the hot tub stream? Not soon. Not soon, Cletus. Not soon. Turns out the only way to kill the hot tub meta was to acknowledge the hot tub meta. So it's coming? Yeah, never. But it's coming. It's coming, just never. Yeah, is this a person not soon, or is this a Blizzard not soon? In which case, Blizzard not soon is probably about 2044. Not never, but not soon. Whether Twitch knew this would happen ahead of time? I don't know. Maybe Twitch are playing 4D chess. No, Twitch loves the revenue, let's be honest. Twitch loves the revenue. Overwatch 2 release day hot tub stream? You know when they did the developer stream and they did the AMA afterwards? And they said, we've got something coming for Overwatch 1. Overwatch 1. What was it? It wasn't somewhere between soon and very soon was the exact quote. Like, they're going to release something for Overwatch 1 somewhere between soon and very soon. Which apparently means a lot of fucking days. A lot of weeks. A lot of weeks. It's going to take a while. I was like, somewhere between soon and very soon. That's got to be a reasonable... that's got to be like 3 weeks kind of period. But nah, it was the anniversary event. No, it was not. Surely not. Oh, just flux that. Yeah, just flux that. You can't leave. Yeah. Cool. Standard software developer estimation talk. Man, you guys got held up by that Bob so long. The best anyone can offer is the log 10 of the actual time. Can I put a VOD in the submissions then? Yes, you are welcome to put a VOD in the submissions. I have 2 more slots for tonight. The next 2 people that actually put a VOD in can be done. Okay, so I have Rumbles, Blood, Adam, and Cello, and if 2 more people want to put VOD in. Apart from that, I won't be doing more. I'm not going to do a 4-hour stream just to do all your VODs before it ends. Yeah. Okay. So we killed Ryan, we're at an advantage, so we just press the W button. That's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Gone back to right. Does a 21-day cooldown reset? No. No, the cooldowns don't reset just because we've gone to a new patch, no. Otherwise, everyone will inundate me with VODs the first day of the new patch, and I'll I'll get a new hobby. I had to think for a quarter of a second. I was like, why don't they reset? Oh yeah, it's because I get 50 VODs on the first day. Just got a sub, Luca. Just got a sub. 7-day cooldown if you sub. Battlefield 2042 trailer just got released. Never really was a Battlefield fan. Love the positioning up here. Really good. For the most part, I haven't seen anything too bad. Honestly, I haven't seen anything too egregious. You're playing reasonably well. Use your ultimate there when I think you probably should have saved it to break the choke on the way back, but it was a good attempt at force beat. I don't really mind. Yeah, you were fine. So right here, we push ourselves around the side and it looks like we get taught. You need the Prime Talk, the ninja one. Much more convincing. Hey guys, did you know you get a free sub to whoever you want with Amazon Prime? All you have to do is link it to your Twitch account and then you can sub to any content creator of your choice for free each month. Give me money, give me money, give me money. That's the ninja talk, by the way. It's all about give me money. Give Rosa and Bezos money. Tasty, tasty, rich person money. Good evening, Noisy. How you doing? Okay, so just rotate away from there. I don't care if you have to walk all the way around this side. Just keep rotating. You never want to be near their core. You always want to be pushing at them from a different side. I don't even want you to do this. This is still going down main. If Roadhog's doing this, what you should be doing is you should be doing this. You get me? You just split off from him. You never go on one angle with poke because that doesn't allow you to rotate around and shoot them from both sides at the same time. That's what you're always looking for. So if I just get Epic Pen up and show you what I'm talking about on the screen. Oh, that's Epic Games Launcher. That's slightly different. Let's not open Epic Games Launcher. So we'll go this one. Right. Guys, update available. Nobody cares, Epic Pen. Right. I'm basically professional right now. And we're going to go hot pink. Oh, that is see-through. Oh, that's lovely. Do I have to? Yeah, I have to do that. Okay, so the whole idea with poke is that you set up 2 angles to kill people from. Okay, 2 angles. The basic setup is this. We have a circle. Okay? This is cover, okay? This is the center cover. This is whatever you're rotating around. This is the bit that, like, you set up one side, you set up the other side, and the Brawl team has to go one side or the other. If we're coming through a choke here, as Brawl, we're coming in this way. And we set up our poke here and here. What happens is, no matter which way they go, we can always rotate around them. So if the Brawl team end up pushing this way, that's the Brawl. If they end up pushing this way around the left side, what we do is we just rotate around. And then that team comes in that side. And because of the nature of pushing and the nature of rotations and not being clumped up as much as you might be maybe wish to be, the fact is what's going to happen is some people are going to be left behind from the ball. So a couple of people, maybe a couple of supports, maybe a DPS are going to be left behind. One of them's going to try and poke around here, and we hit them in the backline at the exact same time as they go in for our left side. So no matter what we do, basically we're looking to set up this kind of like 2 tank setup on either side, which by the way won't ever exist in Overwatch 2, but these are 2 tanks. And generally what we do is we set up a stack of 3 on either side. So we'll set up 2 stacks of 3, and they'll just rotate around, stay away from the Brawl team, and hit them in the backline no matter which way they rotate. In this sense, Reinhardt really struggles to deal with poke. But what he has on his advantage is he has speed, where poke teams barely ever play with speed. Generally what they end up doing in order to get around the speed is this one or this one will end up playing with some kind of high ground. They'll have some positioning advantage because generally poke ends up set up beforehand. So what we should be doing right here is delete all this crap. Or get off my screen, What should we be doing right here in this specific context? Well, what we should be doing is right here, we should either be setting up here so that the Rhine has to walk towards us in order to move us out. There's nobody else on their team that can actually move a Sigma from this position. We should put our shield out here and start hitting them. They either had to pressure through a 700 health shield while somebody else is shooting them, or the Rhine has to come and get us. The Rhine comes and get us, we can fall back to health pack. We're absolutely fine. But we just keep coming back to this corner, right? Because if the Rhine comes and gets us, this side can rotate in and start doing damage into the backline while the Rhine's coming to get us. And we just get the health pack, Rhine goes back to deal with them, and we just come straight back here. So it's continuously rotating left, right, pushing forward one side at a time. That's the idea of doing double poke tanks. Okay, by the way, the poke tanks are Sigma, Orisa, and Roadhog. These 3, when they're paired together in any real combination, enable this kind of a tactic. We also have kind of like poke dive hybrid comps, and that is any of the 3 with ball instead. Generally it's played with Sigma. That's a little bit more of a linear comp, but it does kind of the same things, and it kind of uses ball as a way to get into places, because if you're playing pure poke, it struggles to push forward. What it does is hold positions very strongly. So that's why you play the hybrid comps. What have you been saying while I've been talking? I'm coming soon, wait for me for the VOD review. Will do. Actually smart, when they split, they still die because no real brawl. Exactly. You can't brawl in 2 places at once because the brawler is defined by the Reinhardt. If the Reinhardt's not there, you're not really brawling, let's be honest. The brawler is defined by putting resources into the brawl tank, allowing them to hit things, okay? If you can't hit things with the brawl tank, you're not playing brawl. So right now, we're going straight at a Reinhardt, and you see what happens? Right now, what should have been happening is you should have been wrapping in here and putting spam into the backline. Okay, these people down here should have been pressured, so they still would have got shattered, sure, but realistically, these people down here would have been pressured, and maybe you could have done stuff in their backline. You did do a pretty aggressive play, so it's reasonable that you end up dying for it. But at the same point, you get what I mean. Always needs to be better. And that's why when you play double poke tanks, when I play Sigma and I play with Roadhog, I constantly yell at the Roadhog to go away. Go away, go somewhere else. I don't want you near me. F off. I don't want you here. Leave, please go away. Because every moment he spends near me is a moment when we're not doing this rotatey thing. We're not doing the rotatey things around a central point. And the central point, by the way, the circle that I drew in the middle can be any cover whatsoever. Any cover whatsoever. Obviously, I think about Eichenwald first point, the big building in the middle, maybe the tower, whatever it's called. I think about that, but that can be any cover whatsoever. That could be you pushing in here while the other side pushes in here, right? It could be a long distance. It can be a short distance. It can be a distance that you can support each other on. But it's that core like, it's a core reasoning that you really have to think about with double poke tank. Playing poke well feels like the biggest brain thing ever. Yeah, and the thing is, it's not that hard. All you do is you play at your effective ranges, and when they push into one side, the other side just moves in and plays at their effective range. It's that simple. And we just keep them away from us. And the reason why double shield broke the game, I want to be very clear in this. The reason why double shield broke the game is because the shields were just so ridiculously strong that you didn't even have to think about this stuff. You just didn't have to think about it, because you could just stand in one strong position without doing the rotating stuff. You didn't have to do any of this stuff where you punch them in the back constantly. You could just put 2 shields on the same point, Orisa and Sigma, and you had enough damage. Nothing could dive you because it had a complete counter dive to it. If you put a Junkrat in there, they can't do anything. It just, there was a break point of shield and spam where Brawl can't get to it, Dive can't get to it, and there's no way you can poke it. The only way to actually break it was hybrid dive with Bull, and even that was like Bull gets deleted 5 out of 10 times. Something simple geometry? Simple geometry. So, currently, how do you counter poke if you're playing Brawl? The same way Brawl counters anything, either you rotate to places where you can't be poked at. Let's say we've got a poke double set up here, right? Let's say we've got a poke double set up here. We've got 1 poke tank on the side here, we've got 1 poke tank on the side there. If you push this way, they're going to rotate around this way and catch a backline. If you push this way, they're going to rotate round here and catch a backline. That's the basic setup of poke, right? So we're playing Brawl against it. What do we do? Well, what we do if we try and bait them, right? So we'll stack the team, we'll pull the team here, and then we'll pull the team very close into here, and we'll regen resources. We'll get full shield, we'll get bubble, we'll get all of that kind of stuff. And do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna either go one side or the other, but we're gonna do it very fast, and then basically we're gonna try and catch someone in rotation. Okay, that's the whole point of it. Just catch someone in the rotation. In the Iconvol kind of idea, what you can do is there's multiple points on the way to the poke where you can root yourself and regen your resources, and that's what, yeah, you speed from cover to cover, exactly. That's what you kind of do. You regen your resources, get to the next cover, regen, get to the next one. You just kind of like play this bit by bit style. Okay, so you're playing Sigma Reinhardt. I'm gonna go eat. See you later. See you soon, Jello. So Sigma Reinhardt, it's a weird comp because people don't really know how to play it. You have a Brawl here. Okay, Reinhardt is a Brawl character, regardless of whatever context is going on here. He's at a massive disadvantage, so it's hard for him to pressure, but he is something that can pressure their team. Generally, what he wants to do is hold a very tight corner, such as this, and just swing around it. And then if they aggress into him, he wants to very fast pull himself back, and then maybe a anti comes back into their backline while that's happening. But what you want to do on Sigma is you want to pull yourself this way, pull yourself very wide and set up that crossfire angle, because you don't do shit to your Reinhardt by standing near him. You actually don't help him at all. In fact, almost no tanks actually help a Reinhardt do Reinhardt things. I think it's one of the most misunderstood parts of Overwatch. None of the tanks actually help Reinhardt that much. Okay? Zarya gives him a get out of jail free card. Okay? The bubble is a get out of jail free card. That's a you fucked up. Blocking a sleep, blocking a nade, blocking a discord. It's a get out of jail free card. Sure, you can keep brawling if you have one of them. The same with Baptiste, and the same with Diva in the way that she eats it so that he doesn't have to worry about it. It enables his aggression. But aside from defense matrix, and aside from Zarya just shooting people and providing bubbles, she doesn't. None of the characters in this game actually provide any real support to Reinhardt. So there's really no reason to be playing by him, is the crux of the argument. There's no reason to be playing by him at all. You don't gain anything from it. In fact, you lose out on the angle stuff, you lose out on pushing it in. The Brawl stuff the Brawl Poke hybrid plays exactly like Brawl and exactly like Poke, by the way. They just play separately. The Brawl does its Brawl thing, and it gives ground when it needs to. It's not necessarily that when you have a weaker Brawl, you just die to it, because you don't. You just go in softer until the other angle does some work. And it's very hard in this case for the Lucio and the Reinhardt to actually pin down your Rein if they're playing properly, especially if they got, say, like a Anna and a McCree behind them. Very hard for them to play properly. So what we do here, if we were playing perfectly, Reinhardt would take McCree and take Anna and go push this corner, and then we come around here with the Mercy Pocketed Ashe and the Sigma, and we just park ourselves here. If they want to push out our Reinhardt gives ground, right? Let's say our Reinhardt gives around there. That gives more space for us because their Reinhardt's further away in order to push ourselves around the corner and push into their backline, start doing work. If they want to flip the angle and that Reinhardt pushes over here, what our Reinhardt does is regen resources and then goes into the next angle. I'm going to push them out to here, basically. Okay? So it's all about giving ground. It's all about trading resources. And basically, what you do is you split angles. And there's no downside to it. I think this is one of the major things that everyone's missed in Overwatch. There's just no downside to splitting angles. You don't lose anything by doing it. Oh, it's a bit too dark. You know what? Lights on. Nope. Why do I look horribly washed out today? Oh, well, I guess that's all I can do. Yeah, there's no downside to it. With Rein Zarya, the Zarya can use their Rein to get charged. Yeah, that is one reason Zarya wants to be near Rein, because the main angle generally gives you charge a little bit easier. That's the only reason Zarya actually cares about being near him. Yeah, but that's just an ease of use thing. That's not really like you need to be near the Reinhardt to get charged. It's just easier. Can't believe you didn't see him. Reinhardt's a great choice because his shielding and attack work separately compared to, say, Orisa playing behind shield. I think the thing with Rein is the most soft in terms of his pushing potential, and he's able to trade resources safer than most other tanks, okay? Because Reinhardt, it has a melee range attack, and you know what, you can't really push him because all he needs is a corner to get behind in order to be safe. Whereas Sigma or Orisa, say, if we plant ourselves here and the enemy Rein gets ourselves up, we actually become very fragile while we're pushing back going to the next corner. So Reinhardt is just a very solid tank because he trades resources better than most other people. And when you trade resources better, it means you can retreat better when you're at a disadvantage, and you can attack better when you're at an advantage. Rein doesn't really have to commit to a deploy shield, 100%. The only tank that can just throw it up and take it down at will? Yep, pretty much, but Sigma can put it up whenever he wants, I guess. Can I delay my board until after 5:30? I'll be out at 5 for half an hour. Of course you can. Getting 400 SR so far this season in tank. That's amazing. That is seriously amazing. Really good job. So what you should be doing right now is you should be pulling yourself to the next bit of cover and poking from behind here. You actually don't gain anything from being out in the open. You need to be behind this cover and you need to be poking this way or this way. And basically the idea on Sigma is you always play from a corner because that just reduces the amount of damage you take and roots you in a position and makes it very hard to push you out of a position. But say you're here and you put your shield out. First off, you're not really blocking anything. Okay, you kept yourself in this angle, sure, but really does being that extra inch closer to them instead of being behind this corner actually help you? Or is it just you're draining resources for no reason? You have to question that in yourself. Yeah, I'm just going to play out for a second. So you see we're pressing the W button. Sigma's shots are very hard to hit. So it's reasonable to want to get closer to people. I've no idea how that didn't hit the healers. Rock used, but you don't have a target. Rock should only be used to kill people. If you hit someone with a rock and it doesn't kill them or interrupt an ultimate, it's a bad rock, okay? Okay. So essentially the problem is you're playing WM1 Overwatch. You're playing just on main with your Reinhardt most of the time. You were trying to do angle stuff. You said you struggle. You're doing better with maps where you can control high ground and poke from there. My weakness is on maps where it's kind of level, going for a choke like King's Row. Yeah, you just have a very clear objective on these maps with a high ground, so you go and take it. That's a simple answer to it. When you have a clear objective, it's easy to work out what to do. When you have less of a clear objective, basically what I'm going to tell you is you need to look for these rotation spots where you can go this way. You can just rotate around the middle. Always be looking for that. The amount of pressure you can put on a Reinhardt just by moving away from him and towards him, as per his positioning, is incredibly high. So right now, what you should be doing is you should be just holding this corner, basically. You'd be standing on this corner just spamming. There's no way they can walk in here, they just die. Cool. Okay, so we're going to go back, because this actually seemed quite interesting, this one. Cool. So, first off, your rotation's late, right? Very late. You're right, the Reinhardt's already there. You should already be here, shooting their backline, maybe even rotating to here in order to get that backline. You should already, like, at least be on this corner right now, so you're late to start with. Find an angle. Find an angle that you can actually hit them. You won the main brawling fight, but imagine you lose that main brawling fight. Are you really doing anything to rotate into their backline? Hey Ralph, your Baptiste videos have really helped. I'm still terrible, but less so now. We're all terrible, don't worry about it. I'm glad I've helped. Thank you. I'd argue nobody's good at Overwatch. Just got one. Okay, so the issue here is that your Ryan's kind of picking the same angle as you. He's not pulling in the left side, but maybe you should have pulled in the left side and he should pull right. The Ryan always wants to match his Ryan in general, and then you do the backline stuff. No, you can get on top of the statue. It's the coolest position in the game. By the way, I love this position right now. God knows how you got that McCree. You had no idea he was on low health, just missed and got him. Not really going to do anything. Right now, what you should be doing is you should be pulling yourself around here into their backline, okay? You should be just walking behind them, just murdering them. Right now, you could be right here into their backline, but where you are is you're being charged on main because you didn't rotate round. Basically, every single time you're looking to rotate behind them when they do a rotation. The flanking Sigma, unironically, every single time. That is how you play Overwatch with multiple angles. That's just how it works. Just because it's flanking doesn't mean it's bad, okay? Everyone's been kind of like missold this kind of like flanking bullshit with the flanking Roadhog. It's kind of like, you know what? The flanking Roadhog's bad because no Roadhogs properly time their flanks. They're not doing work at the times when you want them to be, and then they just do something a little bit later. The entire team comes on and they die. But realistically, that's how a Roadhog should be played, just not with the dying and the mistiming part. Cool. Okay, this is an interesting one because there's no real places to go for you on this map. The location I actually like as Sigma on this map is I like pulling myself down here and I like playing from here. Okay, this is the place where I like, because what we want to do is we want to be as little demanding on resources while doing our damage as possible. We want to root ourselves in at an angle with a cover. So I normally just put myself down here and just do general poke, and then I'll just keep pulling myself wider. Okay, so I'll be right here right now. Right here, right now. Hydration, I just used all my juice. You know what, after this one, I will go get more juice and I will give you your hydration. I don't know why I didn't think about juice before this stream, but you know. So just pull yourself wider. Okay, that's what I want from you. Just pull yourself wider, Rumbles. You're not doing bad. You're just playing boring Sigma. That's 2 hydrations. Time for big gulp. That's 2 hydrations. I'll do it eventually, please. It's okay to play one-dimensional Overwatch when they're coming through a choke point, but think about bringing yourself around here, please. Like, why are you just standing here? Why don't you just pull yourself to it? Like, you don't necessarily need cover all the time with Sigma, especially when they're pushing it through a choke into a massive open angle. The whole point of funneling them through the hotgates isn't so that they're all in the group. It's so that they're all in a group, and when they come out of the hotgates, you have a massive open angle on them. The whole point was the arrows were going to be shooting up from, like, into the hotgates from literally a whole 180-degree angle. That's why they couldn't get out of it. That was the idea. So pull yourself here. Like, it's the easiest shots into the backline. This Sigma can't do shit if you just pull yourself around. Ralph, I'll hydrate eventually. Ralph's cranium, please, sir. Can I have some more? No. Have you seen the new Loki show? No, I have not. Does it look good? Practice your left click into rock. Don't cancel the second one. It's obviously a mistake, but it's an avoidable mistake. Oh, no, no, no. Why are we on low ground? Pull yourself over here. Why not? Why not just pull yourself here? So much better than low ground. Honestly, this is such a good... Oh, look, you actually got up here. Yeah. If you think this is too steep an angle, you can't really get shots, just pull yourself over to the next high ground that allows you to do it so they can't run you down. The whole point on Sigma is not being run down by people. If you get into a disadvantage, you want to be able to disengage cleanly. She baited you by not trying to retreat. Again, that's the second time you've interrupted with Rock. You just need to play more. Vinny? Hello. Good evening, everyone. Here to be harsh to everyone again. Don't be harsh to people. Delicious hot dogs. Welcome back, Cello. Third time. Stop interrupting it. You keep doing it. You're missing 55 damage from that combo. It's a lot. It's a lot of damage. Should have been running 15 minutes ago. He's gonna hunt you down. He's gonna hunt you down. No, you got out. Why don't we do that? Over the top. That's always a fun one. Why don't we do that? I love doing that one. And you can put yourself on this high ground if you want to from it. You actually have loads of time in flux. You have loads of time. Oh, goodbye, soldier. Good flank. Well done. Yeah. Nice rock. You interrupted your second shot with melee then. You really need to stop doing this. But if we fix your positioning, everything else will come with that. And your aim, maybe. How many people in the queue? At the moment, we have Rumbles, Blood, Adam, Cello, Yuitoya, and Bean. I think that'll be it for tonight. Any more that uploads, you will not get your VOD done. All right? Yeah, so Rumbles, I talked a lot about the whole idea of poke comps in general. And Brawl Poke is essentially the same as poke comp. You just set up the off angle, and the off angle does work. Exactly the same. Cool. Let's go.